Bill Rogers here back at NESI, and just met, the cool thing about NESI is you find like-minded people. That's why you go to conferences like this and trade shows like this. And am just meeting Wilden. Wilden, correct?
Yes.
Wilden, nice to meet you.
Hi,
Bill
Bill.
Rogers.
Good to meet you, too.
Good to see. What brings you here to NESI?
I'm working in the American Solar Energy Society's booth, and we have a big conference coming up in late May, third week of May, in Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh,
North Carolina.
Yeah, we'll be down there doing much like NESI. NESI is a chapter of the American Solar Energy Society, which is a chapter of the International Solar Energy Society. And ASIS is a co-sponsor of this event, so the American Solar Energy Society. And we have a booth here, and we're almost across the way from you.
Yeah, and I've been, you're in the background of our shot here, your booth, and you've been seeing us, and we've had some great conversations. So what kinds of things are inspiring you here at this event?
I love seeing the new products. Yeah. There are a couple of things like solar hot water that's a vacuum system. I don't really understand it very well, but I was glad to be exposed to it. And I like to see the people, of course. The networking is tremendous. I've been talking to a lot of people who are interested in coming down to Raleigh. They also would like to come to something. The Raleigh conference is a lot like NESI. We have workshops where people hear papers. The papers are judged from a big, huge pile, and the students come in and do them, and we have panels and forums, and it's a crazy 3 days. And at the same time, we have a trade show going on. But it's more academics to academics. It's not just industry to industry.
Do you consider yourself in one camp or one area more than the other, the academic or the business side of things, or are you a bridge?
I'm a bit of a bridge. I consider myself more on the academic side. I'm the founder and president of the New York Solar Energy Society. We, too, are a chapter of the American Solar Energy Society. We educate children and families, but we also do a lot of professional development. With the situation out there, we wind up talking a lot about financing. We'd like to make the changes, but people are kind of hard-pressed to dig out and shell out the kind of money it takes for even solar hot water. But we talk about solar cookers, and we talk about solar heat. We have events that are free and open to the public at libraries across New York State. We're always looking to come out with a few speakers. What would be the point of a conference if we didn't talk a little bit about how we're going to pay for all of this? So that's what happens. We bring out some speakers, we talk a lot about what it would cost to, but we're working on some new projects.
Yeah.
There's something called RETScreen. It's a free software from Canada. RETScreen, RETScreen.net. And you can do financial analysis of any energy efficiency or renewable energy project using the RETScreen free software. It's a little bulky, so we actually offer webinars, online instruction for how to use it. And it's free for you to come on and take the webinar and find out how to size up a PV system and see how much it will do for you financially. That's good stuff.
The economics, the theme of this year is whole systems thinking, and I enjoy thinking about whole systems and thinking about systems and how the pieces fit together into a larger whole. In a lot of ways, the kind of programming that we do coming from public television is how do individuals fit within larger systems, and I think that's a really vital thing. And I think part of that is the economics of the sort of underlying economics that in some ways push these things along, enable these things.
Yeah, we're very opinionated because incentives, well, you might get a system with an incentive, but is the system working 2, 3, 4 years down the road? Then there's something called feed-in tariffs and SRECs. It's very confusing for the public. Yeah. They're confused enough by all this new technology.
As a person with an academic bent, what is inspiring you here, and what are you seeing as the promise of something that can make some changes, larger changes, going from here?
It's hard to say. I feel like I'm right in the middle of it here right now, and sometimes it takes me a day to get away and think about what it is I really picked up at this conference.
What are some of the things that that you will take with you, not the thing, but along the lines of it's not a solution, but it's solutions.
Okay, so I myself have been working on a project that involves YouTube. I'm trying to get education for kids K through 12 up on YouTube. And I thought, okay, teachers would look at this and they would have a good example to show their classroom, or they could actually bring that, if they have a computer in the classroom, right in. But then I found out just recently that teachers are scared to get in front of a classroom and do renewable energy technology segments. They don't really have the time to go home and learn the literature and figure this stuff out. So we're on a project now, and I'm trying to connect with people here to be able to do deep energy education for our teachers who are teaching kindergarten through 12th grade, so they feel more confident. Let's say you've majored in English. I would like to have a YouTube segment on carbon, where the word came from. When is it used in the OED? How is it, and then get into the history of carbon, and then finally get down to the physics and the math about carbon. Wow. We would do the same thing for air and atmosphere and water. Drill down, start where our teachers perhaps have their degrees in English or history, and then help bring them all the way to physics if they wish to keep looking at these YouTube segments.
What age level are you looking at?
Well, the teachers are the teachers, and they're any age.
Yeah.
They're the ones that we need to educate now, because they feel like they have cold feet when it comes to getting in front of students. I get in front of students all the time. I'm in front of the public all the time. But I have a background of knowledge, so I feel very confident.
I think I like the idea of YouTube clips for teachers, having done some in-service after school, having been a teacher myself, and also having done some in-service at 3 o'clock when everybody's really tired. They say, just give me 3 minutes would be great. 3 to 7 minutes to give people the facts in an entertaining way and move on.
Yes, like I had a school principal come up to me after I said to the entire 4th grade they had an assembly, "Oh, I drive 61 miles to get here. I didn't realize a gallon of gas weighs so much because that's the stuff that is a ton of. I'm creating tons of carbon spewing out my tailpipe because gasoline weighs something, and if you'll remember your chemistry, what goes in comes out."
Great point. Been thinking of the Rocky Mountain Institute, and one of the things they've been pushing lately is the fact that I think it's 90% of a car's energy is used to push the car, not the people.
The inertia.
Yeah, just to power all of the metal that you have behind that.
Yes,
so you can
we
lower.
take rock and beat it into steel, and then we take dead ferns and pour it through our cars. Ancient material, that carbon that we throw in, the petroleum that we put through our vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the asphalt on our roads. I mean, it's unbelievable. But as we're sitting here at this conference, it's the built environment. In other words, buildings. I say built environment. Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
But it's our buildings that use so much energy. And with about $61 billion, we could retrofit every building in the United States of America. And with 181 square miles of solar panels, we could power America.
Yeah.
We need our teachers to feel comfortable understanding the energy that we've used and the transition to the newer technologies.
Well, love to talk more about that.
Thanks, Bill.
And great to have you here. Great to share the hallway.
Yeah, we're in the aisle. We're in the aisle together.
Right, we're the aisle people.
Yeah.
Great. Well, so nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing you next year too.
Excellent.
Okay. And there we go.
There we go.